Life after 50, it often brings some of the biggest changes we'll ever go through. Things like retirement, the kids finally flying the nest, our whole daily routine just gets turned upside down. But what if we looked at this not as some kind of ending, but as a brand new beginning? A real chance to consciously and intentionally build a life that's vibrant, healthy, and really truly fulfilling. Okay, let's get into it.
This idea of being intentional, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? The structures that used to shape our days, our job, our kids' school schedules, they're changing or they're gone. And what that means is we have this incredible opportunity to actively design what comes next. And that's exactly what we're going to dig into, the blueprint for building that life.
So, where do we start? Well, we have to start with the absolute bedrock of a great later life, our physical health. Think about it. Everything else, our energy, our mood, our ability to get out there and do things, it's all built right on top of this foundation. So what does that foundation look like in the real world? Well, here's a key number to keep in mind, 150. That's the magic number of minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity you should aim for each week. Now you might be wondering, what on earth does moderate even feel like? It's simple, really. It just means your breathing and heart rate are noticeably elevated, but you can still carry on a conversation. So we're talking about a brisk walk, a fun bike ride, or hey, even some really energetic gardening.
And when you look at these benefits, you start to see how it's all connected, right? When you keep your muscles and bones healthy, you're not just getting stronger, you're also improving your balance, which is so important for preventing falls. And that boost to your mental well-being, that is a huge one. Physical activity isn't just about feeling good physically, it's about feeling good, period.
Of course, physical health is also all about the fuel we put into our bodies. As we get older, our metabolism naturally slows down a bit, and our bodies absorb nutrients differently. So what we eat becomes even more critical. The goal isn't some crazy restrictive diet, but a really balanced one, just like you see here. Think color, think variety, and yeah, be a little mindful of those portion sizes to help maintain a healthy weight.
Okay, the final piece of our physical health pillar is being proactive. This is not about waiting for a problem to show up, it's about staying one step ahead of them. This checklist is your friend here. And notice how often some of these check-ins happen. At least once a year for things like blood pressure and vision. Honestly, these regular checks are some of the most powerful tools you have for staying healthy for the long haul.
All right, so we've laid the foundation. Now, let's build on that with our second pillar, the mind. And this is a two-parter. It's about nurturing both our cognitive health, so our memory and thinking skills, and our mental well-being, which is all about our emotional health and our ability to bounce back.
It's so important to understand the difference between just normal changes in our sleep and a potential issue. It's totally normal to spend a little less time in that really deep sleep as you get older. But if you are consistently struggling to fall asleep, or if you wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all and it's messing with your day, well, that could be insomnia, and that's definitely something worth looking into.
So, how do we get that better sleep? Well, we can create the right conditions for it. A regular routine, for example, actually trains your body's internal clock. A dark, quiet, cool room, it signals to your brain that it's time to power down. And hey, check out that last point, staying physically active during the day. See how it all loops back? Our physical and mental health pillars are constantly supporting each other.
Now let's talk about keeping the brain itself sharp. Think of it like a muscle. Just like the muscles in your body, your brain thrives on being used. This isn't about doing complicated math problems or anything. It's simply about engaging in activities that make you think, that make you learn, and that make you process new information. And as you can see, brain exercise can actually be a ton of fun. Pick up that guitar you've always wanted to play, join a book club, or just get hooked on a daily puzzle. These aren't just hobbies. They're powerful ways to keep your cognitive skills sharp. And look at that. Staying socially active is on the list again. That is no coincidence.
Which brings us perfectly to our third and final pillar, your connections. And let's be super clear about this. Social health is not a luxury. It's not just a nice to have. Decades of research have shown that it is absolutely critical to our emotional, our cognitive, and even our physical well-being.
But let's just be honest about a reality that a lot of people feel. Why can it sometimes feel so much harder to make new friends when you're older? It's a really common feeling, and believe me, there are some very real reasons for it. Without that built-in social scene from work, those natural daily interactions just kind of vanish. You might feel a little rusty, like you haven't really had to put yourself out there in years.
And it can feel really intimidating to walk into a room where it seems like everyone already knows each other. This is a shared experience for so many people, but it's not a wall you can't climb.
So, how do we start? The absolute key is to start small. You don't have to become some social butterfly overnight. Just invite a neighbor for a walk. That's it. From there, maybe you can explore groups based on your interests. That's an easy icebreaker. Volunteering is amazing because it gives you a shared purpose with other people. And that last point is vital. Make it a habit. Put it on your calendar. Scheduling it makes it real and helps you push past that feeling of, maybe later.
Okay, so we've talked about the pillars you can intentionally build, but I want to end on the strength that you already have. There's a really surprising truth, backed by a lot of data, about our own incredible and maybe underestimated resilience as we navigate these huge life changes.
So there was this massive study, the English Longitudinal Study of Aging, or ELSA. It followed thousands of adults for nearly 2 decades, and they tracked their mental health before, during, and after some of the biggest life events you can possibly imagine. And what they found really challenges a lot of the common ideas we have about age. For instance, take a look at this number. After people retired, the odds of depression didn't go up. They actually fell by 15%. And get this, after the death of a spouse, which is one of the hardest things anyone can go through, the odds of depression fell by nearly half in the long run. Now, this doesn't mean these events aren't incredibly painful in the moment, but it points to something really powerful.
And that powerful something has a name: resilience. It's our built-in ability to adapt, to cope, and to recover. The study found that while people often struggled right before and during these events, an incredible number of them showed this amazing capacity to return to their normal level of emotional well-being in the years that followed.
And you don't have to take my word for it. The lead author of the study summed it up perfectly. On average, there's this powerful current of resilience that helps people navigate these profound changes. It's just a testament to human adaptability and, honestly, an incredibly optimistic finding backed by real science.
So, we've talked about building the pillars of physical health, mental sharpness, and social connection. And we've seen the hard evidence of our own built-in resilience. The only real question now is, what are you going to do about it? What is one small, intentional step you can take this week to strengthen one of your pillars? Your best life after 50 is right there, waiting for you to build it.